Namaste. Hello Jammu. Welcome to Soul Speak with Shal on Greater Jammu Virtual. Soul Speak पे आपका स्वागत हो. लास्ट टाइम हमने बात की थी कि स्पिरिचुअलिटी क्या होती है, आदमी की रूहानियत, उसकी आध्यात्मिकता, ये क्या होता है. एंड वी टॉक दैट एवरीबडी इज़ डिवाइन. वी आर ऑल डिवाइन. वी ऑल कम फ्रॉम गॉड. वी ऑल प्रे टू हिम, लव हिम इन आवर ओन डिफरेंट वेज. किसी को ज़्यादा मालूम है, किसी को कम मालूम है, बट सब हम रब के ही बंदे हैं, रब से ही आए हैं और रब के पास ही वापस जाना है. एंड दिस इज़ natural. It is natural that we get the call of our own divinity. So this time I want to talk to you about what is spirituality in simple terms. हमने बड़े बड़े लेक्चर्स सुने, हमने बहुत सारे वेदास सुने हैं, उपनिषद सुने हैं, टाओ सुने हैं, many of these things, but sometimes they go over our head and we want to know कि आखिर ये सब कुछ simple terms में है क्या. What is spirituality? So I will be reading out to you from my book, The Yogi and the Snake, which was written about 25 years ago. And this is a dialogue book between a yogi and a snake. I am the snake, which is the seeker, and the yogi is the sought, the God, the divine one who knows everything. And the snake often asks him things, questions like we all have, and the yogi answers those questions. So somewhere in half the book, जबकि बहुत बातें हो गई होती हैं आपस में कि नेचर ऑफ थिंग्स क्या है, मनी क्या है, रिलेशनशिप्स क्या हैं. सो फाइनली दिस मैन आस्क्स हिम दैट व्हाट इज स्पिरिचुअलिटी इन सिंपल टर्म्स. सिंपल, टू बी सिंपल इज स्पिरिचुअल, आंसर्ड द योगी, एंड स्पिरिचुअलिटी इज द सिंपलेस्ट थिंग टू मी. But you are more body oriented. You love going to the gym, don't you? Why? Because I love my body, replied the snake. And I want to look after it. I want to feel fitter. That is good, said the yogi. I, for one, will not ask you to neglect your body. It is, after all, the vessel that contains the spirit. But don't be overwhelmed by it. Learn from your muscles. Don't get carried away with them. What can I learn from my own muscles about spirituality? Asked the seeker. An easy way to understand spirituality is to compare it to physical fitness. We all want to be fit, and muscles are latent in everyone. उसी तरीके से हम सब रूहानी बनना चाहते हैं. We all want to be spiritual. And spiritual muscles are also there, latent in everybody. They are there, but they are not visible. But only the enthusiast makes a persistent, conscious effort to draw them out. The person who really wants to be muscular, either in the gym or in spirituality, the person who really loves God, who really wants to reach out to God, makes a persistent and conscious effort. He does a discipline which is conscious. वो एक चीज़ अपनाता है कि मैं ऐसे एक ये वाली एक्सरसाइज करूँगा, ऐसे भजन करूँगा, ऐसे पाठ करूँगा, and he is persistent, he is continuous with it. There is a discipline. So we have different methods such as free weights, pulleys, aerobics, calisthenics, Zumba. Similarly, in spirituality, we have meditation, devotion, ritual, selfless work, and so on. Soon he will know what suits him best. जो आदमी जिम में जाएगा, soon he will understand which exercise is good for him. Similarly, the person who is dwelling into spirituality will soon understand which of these methods is working best for him. Is it meditation? Is it worship? Is it chanting? These days a lot of people do chanting. Is it going to the temple and ringing bells? He will understand what is best for him. And then he will go for an advanced course in it. Let us say he's focusing into something. In due course of time, he will realize an essential truth. एक बहुत बड़ा सच उसको समझ आएगा. In the gym, what is that truth? The man with the best body is not necessarily the strongest. Now, when you go to the gym, you will know this. There are people who have excellent bodies, but they are not the strongest. There is somebody who's very strong, but he doesn't have that symmetrical a body. So what is the relevance in spirituality? That is a better show. A better body is a better show, but someone else may have stronger tissues. Someone else may be capable of a higher performance. His muscles may be visually less impressive, but can lift bigger weights. So also in spirituality, we have certain seekers, bhakts, or people who want to know God, who remain in the world of magic, spiritism. So now I'm comparing that people who just want t-shirt muscles, I should have a good chest, I should have good biceps. When you compare this to spirituality, it means that you only want कि miracle हो जाए, जादू हो जाए कुछ, कोई मंत्र में ऐसा बोलूँ कि एक मैजिक कर लूँ मैं. So like in the gym, we do not consider that a very big thing. ठीक है, impressive body, but how will he be able to lift the real weight? Supposing the real aim is that let us see how much weight this man can lift, but the man has an excellent body, but he cannot lift a really big weight. So in spirituality, we have this person who is interested in only particular kind of a spirituality, but cannot know God. वो जादू कर सकता है, रिद्धि सिद्धि कर सकता है, आपका माइंड पढ़ सकता है, आपको कुछ फ्यूचर बता सकता है, बट ईश्वर के बारे में उसको नहीं मालूम. तो स्पिरिचुअलिटी की जिम में उसको बहुत बड़ा वेट लिफ्टर नहीं माना जाता. उससे बेटर उसे माना जाता है जो सिर्फ ईश्वर को प्यार करता है, जो अपने रब से बहुत प्यार करता है और जो आम बंदों से प्यार करता है. दैट वन इज कंसिडर्ड अ हैवी वेट लिफ्टर. अ हैवी वेट मेडिटेटर हैज the ability to conjoin with God consciousness itself. So he is not one who has to do riddhis, siddhis and mantra. He is one who basically learns the love of God. That is what is considered a very spiritual person. So this person asks, like benching the ultimate weight, जैसे हम जिम में जाते हैं तो एक बेंच प्रेस होता है, और बेंच प्रेस जो आप में से जिम गए होंगे, that is one in which we say, okay, you can load it fully, and it is called ultimate bench, and so somebody can lift the ultimate weight. So the person, I repeat for the third time, who knows God by God's love for people, who knows God in his simplicity, that is considered a very heavyweight meditator. Now a gym will always train a man to do his best. The instructor will always encourage the weaker ones and remain critical of the strong. This is because he knows the potential of each. He can see muscles in their dormancy. Similarly, the guru in the Gurukul will function. He will give you the disciplines and rules. These will help you along the way. This is where yam and niyam step in. In yoga we have yam, niyam. Those are don'ts and do's. ये मत करो, ये करो. इन चीज़ों से परे रहो और इन चीज़ों को सीखो. सो जैसे जिम में होता है ये डाइट से परे रहो और ये वाली एक्सरसाइज करो. सिमिलरली इन स्पिरिचुअलिटी वी हैव यम एंड नियम. नियम के अनुसार हमें करना होता है. एंड देन व्हाट एल्स डू वी हैव इन द जिम? पिक्चर्स ऑफ पास्ट बॉडी बिल्डर्स विल अडॉर्न द हॉल्स वेयर यू आर ट्रेनिंग. जब हम जिम जाते हैं तो पुराने बॉडी बिल्डर्स की लगी होती हैं पिक्चर्स. सिमिलरली जब हम स्पिरिचुअल हॉल्स में जाते हैं तो संतों की, महापुरुषों की पिक्चर्स लगी होती हैं. दे आर मेंट टू इंस्पायर अस. इफ स्वामी विवेकानंद कैन डू दिस, इफ परमहंस योगानंद कैन डू दिस, इफ महाअवतार बाबा जी कैन डू दिस, इफ रूमी कैन डू दिस, हाफिज कैन डू दिस, Jesus Christ can do this, we must also be able to do it. We also must do the same kind of God love that they have done. Mirrors will be provided so that you may watch yourself grow. Now, anybody who goes to a gym knows that a mirror is a very essential equipment because you have to watch yourself growing. In spirituality also there is a mirror. What is that mirror? These are very important. In spirituality there are two mirrors. One is the mirror of introspection. The other is the guru. One is the mirror of introspection. चिंतन करना, अपनी लाइफ को रिव्यू करना, सोचना ध्यान लगाना, मेडिटेट करना, आराम से सेक्लूजन में बैठ के जब हम सोचते हैं आज सारा दिन मैंने ये किया, क्या ये मैंने ठीक किया या नहीं ठीक किया, क्या मैं इसको किसी और तरीके से कर सकता था। वो कहते हैं ना कि देयर आर टू पीपल हु नो योर ट्रूथ, यू योरसेल्फ एंड गॉड ऑलमाइटी। सो व्हेन वी सिट बाय आवरसेल्व्स एंड वी इंट्रोस्पेक्ट and review our actions for the day or the week or the year or the whole of our life, that is a mirror. We are mirroring ourselves. The other mirror is the guru. The guru becomes a mirror for you and for your actions. How? So this is the next chapter called the mirror. A Narendra, that is Narendranath Datta, whom we know as Vivekananda. A Narendra will never be content till he becomes a Vivekanand. वो सिर्फ नरेंद्र नहीं रहना चाहता, वो विवेकानंद बनना चाहता है। वो सिर्फ रमेश कुमार नहीं रहना चाहता, वो रमेश कुमार मिस्टर जम्मू बनना चाहता है। वो सिर्फ सुरेश नहीं रहना चाहता, वो सुरेश द ग्रेट भक्त ऑफ दुर्गा और रहीम द ग्रेट भक्त ऑफ अल्लाह मियाँ वो बनना चाहता है। बट जो उसका गुरु होता है रामकृष्णा, ही इज ऑलरेडी कंटेंट। ही नोज दैट नरेंद्र इज इन फैक्ट विवेकानंद एंड नोबडी एल्स। ही विल सी टू इट दैट नरेंद्र अनवेल्स हिज विवेकानंदहुड। जो गुरु होता है, जो जिम का फिजिकल ट्रेनर होता है, पर्सनल ट्रेनर होता है, उसको मालूम होता है कि हाउ मच मसल दिस गाय इज केपेबल ऑफ। सिमिलरली द गुरु नोज दैट यू आर अ बिग भक्त. You will not remain Narendranath Datta, you will become Vivekanand, and he will see to it that you unveil that, कि आप वहाँ तक पहुँचो. He will make you reach there. The Guru works in mysterious ways. Sometimes he says things and gives instructions directly, कि भाई ऐसे व्यायाम कर लो या ऐसे मंत्र जाप कर लो. At other times he delivers the right message with apparently wrong words. Now this does not probably happen in our physical gyms, but this happens a lot in the spiritual gyms. The Guru says something which doesn't seem to be right, but it is always right, because हमारी consciousness grow नहीं की होती तब तक. So when he says something, we feel why did Guruji say this? But जब हम उसका पालन करते हैं, when we adhere to his instructions, we realize that the Guru was right. Sometimes what he says today is understood years later. Fortunate are those upon whom God bestows a guru. For fortunate are those upon whom the guru bestows his blessings. The ultimate blessing of the guru is when he introduces you to yourself. Then life takes on a new dimension, a new meaning. The whole of life becomes a guru itself. You understand the unity of all things. You see the oneness everywhere. You have been returned to God by the Guru. Understand this mystic circle of return. अब पहले यहाँ कहा कि fortunate are those upon whom God bestows a guru. Because एक गुरु वो होता है जिसने वो ध्यान का मार्ग, वो तपस्या का मार्ग, वो भक्ति का मार्ग खुद तय किया होता है. He has traversed that path himself. And when you start your trek, the spiritual trek, when you join the spiritual gym, you are looking for God. But it doesn't happen that you meet God straight away. It's not like that. It's like a yatra you take. You want to go to Vaishno Devi. You start from Jammu, but you do not reach the Bhavan immediately. There are so many intermittent stations that you go through. So you meet some teachers in school, then you meet teachers in college, you have your parents, you have peer groups, your friends who are very intelligent, who are senior to you, and you learn from everybody, and finally you meet a guru, a God man, or someone who has been there, and he starts teaching you different things. Sometimes he's not even talking about God, he's talking about other things. He basically introduces you to your own consciousness. आपकी जो divinity है, जो आपके अंदर ईश्वर बैठा है, वो आपको उनसे मिलाते हैं. और जब वो एक बारी वो कनेक्ट करा देते हैं, आपका सिस्टम देख के आपको ध्यान में डाल देते हैं, फिर आपको लाइफ की हर चीज़ गुरु लगती है. यू मीट अ कैट ऑन द स्ट्रीट, इट्स लाइक अ गुरु. You go and have a nice pizza and the person serving to you the pizza, you can learn something from him also. You go to a temple, of course, you feel happy. You go to another building and you see something that reminds you of God over there. So everything becomes a guru. All of life becomes a guru, which it always is. Life is the greatest teacher of life. So when he makes you that matured, he finally returns you to God. So that is like a mystic circle. You look for God, he gives you a guru, guru introduces you to your own adhyatmikta. You start seeing all of life as a guru. And when you become that matured, when you started understanding the interconnectedness of all things and all beings, when you start loving everybody and everything, and it becomes natural to you, then you have been returned to God. You see God everywhere. So this is the circle of spirituality. So please remember that just like the gym, और हमारे शहर में एक बहुत famous, जब मैंने ये किताब लिखी थी तब हमारे पास ये जिम नहीं थी, but I was aware of it. There was a thing called the Gold's Gym, and it was a very famous gym. I was aware of it, but it was not there in our town. Now we have one. We are lucky. There's a wonderful Gold's Gym in Gandhinagar. And when you go to that gym, you learn all these disciplines. Or when you go to any good gym, you learn all these disciplines. You have the personal trainer, you have the pictures of the peer groups, you have the mirrors, you have the different kinds of exercises, work tables, you have diet, you have do's and don'ts. Same thing in spirituality. You have the peer groups, the rishis and munis and babas and fakirs who came. You have the do's and don'ts, and you have your different kind of exercises which I have repeated for you. Is it dhyan, is it mantra, is it jap, is it kirtan? And that one is called God's gym. So we need to have both Gold's gym and God's gym. So this is spirituality in a very simple way for you, to realize that you are all having spiritual muscles, you are all trained to be bodybuilders, you just have to bring it out. I will leave you with that thought. We will see you here next time. Thank you. Goodbye.